Hello guys, we will be playing Red Dead Redemption 1 for the first time. This is my first playthrough. I have played Red Dead Redemption 2, I think 2 years back. I completed it 99%. Just one achievement is remaining for me in order to get 100%, and that you already might have guessed if you have played the Red Dead Redemption 2, and that is the Gambler Challenge. It's all luck based. So I have almost remained spoiler free. The only thing that I know about this game is that it features John Marston, and the three of the gang members are there. That is the Bill Williamson, Javier Escuela, and Dutch. That's the only thing that I know about this game. Other than that, I don't know whether the Charles is there, and the I don't even know how the Jack will look in this game because it's set in 1910. So I don't even know what they will be like. Abigail, Sadie Adler, if she is in this game or not. So this is my first playthrough. So let's just get started.
Extra! Extra! Health benefits! Extra! Extra! Hey, watch it, mister! Read all about it! Bill Williamson's gang terrorizes Extra!
Well, I, for one, am grateful, Mrs. Bush, that they are finally bringing civilization to this savage land.
I could not agree with you more, my dear. My daddy settled this land, and I know he'll be looking down on us, pleased at how we help the natives.
Yes, they've lost their land, but they've gained access to heaven.
But Father, do you mean unless an innocent receives communion, they're destined to go to hell? That hardly seems fair.
What I mean to say, Jenny, is that there is a great deal of difference between an innocent and a savage.
I never thought of it that way.
Yes, they lived like animals, but they're happier now.
Not only do people now have motor cars, Father, but I heard that pretty soon we will be able to fly.
No, only angels can fly, Jenny.
No, apparently people can fly. Didn't you hear? Out in Kansas, a man even got a car to fly.
I hardly think so, Jenny.
I'll be discussing a lot.
Apparently, Mr. Johns wants to run for governor, which is why he's so concerned with cleaning up the state.
Nate Johns.
Yes.
His family is nothing but hillbilly trash that came here after the war. I don't want to be judgmental, but this state should not be ruled by such a disgusting family. A family without class.
Apparently, the Johns family have made a lot of money, and he has a lot of friends in politics.
Mrs. Bush, money isn't everything. There are many things that money cannot buy.
It seems that money can buy voters, though.
What you must remember, my dear, is that we have been brought here to spread the word. And the word and civilization, they are the same thing. They are the gifts. It is the opportunity we have, the chance to live among people who are decent and who do not kill each other, and who let you worship in peace.
It's so confusing, Father. Sometimes I find it impossible to make the distinction between a loving act and a hateful one. I mean, they often seem to be the same thing.
Yes, Jenny, it is confusing. But you only have to ask me if you need help.
Indeed.
Well, here we are, Mrs. Bush. Armadillo.
So here we are. I have to say that there is a quick disclaimer that I want to say that I will be talking a lot about Red Dead Redemption 2 in this game because I have to compare this with that because the RDR2 is the only game that I have played. So if you haven't played the RDR2, make sure you go play it and then you watch this video because one of the reasons is that RDR2 is a prequel story-wise, not the year that it came in, but actually story-wise, RDR2 is a prequel and this is a sequel. So make sure you play that and then you watch this because I'll be discussing a lot of gameplay things that's been different, the camera angles, and a lot about the story.
Ain't you looking great this evening?
The intro, if I compare the intro of the RDR1 and RDR2, I have to say that this intro was kind of underwhelming as compared to the RDR2. The graphics are pretty solid if we kind of see that this is a 2010 game. This is brilliant. I don't know if this port has a remastered graphics or not because it was released on the PS3 and PS4, so I don't know if the PS4 version had a remastered graphics and they ported the PS4 graphics version to the PC. So for testing purposes, I actually played this section. And one thing that I noted in this first section is that it doesn't have a stamina bar for John Marston. Maybe it's infinite sprint. And I don't see any cores. Guess we'll find out.
Mr. Marston! Mr. Marston, over here!
that Uncle?
You must be John Marston.
Sometimes.
I'm Jake. Your friends from Blackwater hired me to gag you.
They ain't my friends, but pleased to meet you, Jake.
I got the horses saddled up and ready out front.
For a brief moment, I thought he was the uncle from RDR2.
You ain't gonna find sturdier horses than these in all of New Austin. Easy on the spurs now. We don't need to draw undue attention. Come on. Don't stay out too late.
Because up till the RDR2 epilogue, we were just left with Abigail, Jack, and Uncle.
That's right.
Ain't taking nobody up to the fort in a long time. Strange place for a decent fella to want to visit, if you don't mind me saying.
Who said I was a decent fella?
It's been abandoned for years now. Folks say it was built during the Mexican War. What kinds of soldiers around back then? Are you planning on spending any time in Armadillo, Mr. Marston?
I doubt it. I ain't planning on staying very long.
Well, if you're fixing for some female company, you can do a lot worse than Armadillo. Fine as cream gravy they are. Not like Steve's friends. Dang, those girls ain't even fit for a drinking man to hold up with.
I'm a married man, I'm afraid.
Ain't we all?
Yeah! Slow down!
Yeah. So it was the marshal who hired me. Lee Johnson. Do you know him?
I think I heard his name.
Says he got a telegram from some Blackwater big bugs asking for a guy. I guess it's none of my business.
That's right.
You ain't very talkative, are you?
Nope.
I'm just chewing the dog, mister. It's how I am. I don't mean nothing by it.
Trust me. There's things you better off not knowing.
Oh, so Armadillo. I guess this was the town we visited in the RDR2, but it was a kind of a plague in this town, a disease-stricken town where there were graves everywhere. Most of the population of this was dead. There are a few names that does ring a bell, like Gapetooth Ridge, Rio Bravo, Chola Springs, Tall Trees, Great Plains. So this was the area, Great Plains and Tall Trees. Till this area we can actually visit using Arthur Morgan. But this Blackwater and the other area we cannot visit using the Arthur Morgan character, and we have to visit it later in the epilogue. So most of the things, if you are going for a 100% run, you have to do it later using John Marston after the epilogue. But there is actually a glitch in the RDR2 which you can visit this section of the game, section of the map using the Arthur Morgan. But I never tried that.
You don't look much like no Blackwater fella.
That's because I ain't.
If I'm being honest, I don't care much for those highfalutin big city types. Not much at all.
Blackwater ain't much of a city. More of a town with delusions, but no, me neither.
A fella told me he was out in Blackwater a few months back and saw one of them newfangled carriages without horses.
Is that so?
And you wind them up like a clock. Damnedest thing ye ever saw without the aid of liquor, he told me.
Times are changing fast. That's for sure.
I'll tell you, Mr. Marston, those coyotes eat better than I do. Almost there, Mr. Marston, just over this hill. Whoa! Listen, mister. This here is what's left of Fort Mercer. Some gang rode in and took the place over.
So I understand.
This is where we part ways, friend. You have yourself a good time.
So Fort Mercer, this was also in the RDR2, and this was a hideout for the gang in this region. It was, I think it was Del Lobo gang, which was, and you actually just infiltrate this fort and kill them. It was also required for 100% completion of the game.
Hey! Bill! Bill, I've come for you! Bill Williamson! Come out here right now!
Go away now, John. Don't make me kill you.
Nobody needs to kill anyone, Bill.
You must think I was born yesterday. You always did think I was an idiot.
That ain't fair, Bill. You were as my brother. I've come to try to save you.
Oh. Do I look like I need saving?
Bill, please. They want to kill us all. I can help you.
Well, you never tried to save me before. You only seemed to save yourself.
Bill, I implore you think about this.
You implore me? You implore me. You always were one for fancy words. Oh. Well, things are different now, John. Now I'm in charge! No more Dutch! And no more you. Implores. I implores you to go back and tell them to send someone just a little bit more impressive next time.
Well?
Oh. Poor John.
Well, that's anticlimactic. The voice actor for that John Marston is, I guess it is the same one. But Bill Williamson voice actor sounds same too. Was she Sadie Adlin?
Well, you're alive.
So it would seem.
So, how do you feel?
I don't know the polite word for it.
I do. Stupid is the word we use around here. What were you doing?
I was doing something stupid.
Well, you'll be okay. Once you didn't die, the doctor said you'd be fine. He got the bullets out a couple days ago.
Good.
It cost us $15.
I'm sorry, madam. Should have left me there to die.
Did you want to die? I mean, was that it? Was that why you went straight out to Fort Mercer and picked a fight with the worst bandit in the county? To die, Mr.
Mr. Marston. John Marston.
Bonnie McFarlane. Miss Bonnie McFarlane.
Well, you may be right, Miss McFarlane. I don't know.
So what were you doing?
Was trying to give Mr. Williamson a chance. For old time's sake.
You know Bill Williamson?
Knew him. Long time ago.
Well, what was he like?
Dumb.
Just like you.
Thank you, miss. See my hat?
I have. And, what will you do now?
Now I'm gonna take my time and go after him the less kind way.
Well, that sounds very fun, Mr. Marston. Quite heroic, just like in those penny dreadfuls my brother used to read. Meanwhile, if you'll excuse me, I've got a ranch to run. Of course, if you're feeling better, why not take a ride with me later? Help me patrol the perimeter. You can earn back some of that money we wasted on doctor's bills.
Of course. And thank you. For saving my life, I mean.
Next time, Mr. Marston, I strongly recommend you don't try to lose it quite so earnestly.
I'll bear that in mind.
It actually feels very good to play at 144 FPS.
Those young people keep daring each other to visit Mescalero. It's so dangerous, but do they listen? You may not have everything you want, but we do have everything you need.
So in RDR2, after that standoff between Arthur Morgan on the side of the John Marston and the others like Dutch, Javier, Micah, and the two other guys, Bill Williamson. So that was a standoff that happened. There was a long story, but that standoff actually dispersed the group. And now they are in hiding, or actually, and Bill Williamson actually made a new bandit group. He's the leader of that. So I wonder where the Dutch is.
Back in the land of the living, I see.
Figured it's about time I started paying back that $15.
I sure can use an extra pair of hands around here. Let's see if we can get you back in the saddle. There's the foreman's office. It's also where we lock up good-for-nothing outlaws, such as yourself.
I'm happy enough with my current quarters right now, Miss McFarlane.
Pop on up. He won't bite.
So I guess it is kind of a sheriff office.
Let's go.
We'll be picking up bounties.
To your right is the a general store. You won't find Parisian high fashion, but it's good for the essentials.
Very convenient. I don't think I've ever seen a ranch with its own store before.
So in RDR2, the first time you get to a town is much later in the game.
What do you think?
I'm no expert, but it certainly looks like a fine corral.
I suspect you've stolen more horses than you've broken.
Now where'd you get such an idea?
First impressions are hard to erase.
That's actually the town of Valentine that we visit.
That's the train station. Things sure have changed since the line finally got finished. Bringing in all sorts of new folk like yourself.
Is that such a bad thing?
Change is only good when it makes things better. I don't have time to be waiting around!
Yeah.
Come on, boys!
We don't have the lasso.
Yeah.
That's the barn over there. Paul built it himself when I was just a little girl. Come on, Mr. Marston, pick up the pace!
We don't have cores yet.
Back at the house. Let's stop for a while before we head out on patrol.
You'll get no complaints from me, Miss McFarland.
Easy now. Come on, this is the only chance you're gonna get to rest.
I actually like this hitching system because in RDR2 it was like a hold button. You have to hold, and the horse has to be in the perfect position. So it's much better in this game.
How about a cold drink, Mr. Marston?
Thank you, ma'am. Getting shot then riding a horse seems to take it out of you. I could use a rest.
Sure. Come on in. I'll show you the house and then you can sit for a while.
Thank you.
Mr. Marston,
Miss McFarland.
remember me telling you about the trouble we've been having with rustlers and other undesirables?
I do.
Will you help me keep watch on the property line this evening?
Sure.
I want to see just who is trespassing on our land.
This is a fine weapon.
Come, let's head out. The country is really beautiful at around this time.
Come on, then. Let's mount up and take a look around. Let's go. Keep your eyes open and try not to get yourself shot again. Thank you, Mr. Marston. I feel a lot happier someone's along with me.
I feel a lot happier now I got a rifle.
Well, with your trigger itch and my feminine intuition, we should make quite a team.
In RDR2 it has a health core, stamina core, dead eye core. Because this game is much more simple.
Get down and give me a hand, will you? Whoa!
Can you bare fist fight?
I'd prefer if you put a bullet in those little feet. But at least you got rid of them. Damn nuisance they are. Let's get back on the horses and see what else is going on. We should keep moving. There's still a ways to go.
Come on.
If it's not the rustlers stealing our cattle, it's the rabbits stealing our crops.
It ain't never easy living off the land like this. Maybe you should move to a big city. Become a lady of leisure.
Is that a coyote? Get the before they scare the livestock. Whoa there!
Come on!
Good shooting, Mr. Marston. Hurry! I guess we're going straight to the chicken. You got one! Nice shot! That coyote won't be back. Looks like that was the last of the coyotes. Just a shame we had to lose any of the chickens. Let's go. I'll take you back to your room. You know, you can actually handle a rifle.
It's something I've had a little experience in.
Maybe Bill Williamson did get lucky after all.
Luck didn't really come into it, miss.
You're a useful man to have around the ranch, that's for sure. But don't think I've forgotten what brought you here. We'll do whatever we can to help you.
I sure appreciate that, Miss McFarland. Easy.
This is you, Mr. Marston. Thank you for your help, Mr. Marston. Makes me kind of happy I saved your life. Get some sleep and I will see you in the morning.
Good night, Miss McFarland.
There's a young lady here's about with a boil in the most
6 hours. So it's like GTA San Andreas, where each save gets you a progression of 6 hours. I guess in GTA 5 with Michael and Franklin you get 8 hours progression, and if you sleep as Trevor it is a 12-hour progression.
well, that's not new.
But in RDR2 you can actually sleep till a certain time of the day. It can be either noon or night, evening, morning. So it was like that in the
I'm eagerly await delivery of a new variety of bone broth.
That's actually nice. Can now help the ranch hands petrol mark flats. So we will be catching the bounties.
Follow Charlie. He's a good one to sniff out trouble. Stick next to the dog, mister.
His crouch movement and the attack animation is just like Crimson Head in Resident Evil 1 HD Remaster. It's good that grass actually reacts to our character.
Give it your best shot.
So,
Get away from there. You know you're gonna die, right? Excuse me, mister.
okay, so the time doesn't slow down when you open your inventory. I didn't realize it at first because in RDR2, when you open your inventory, the time slows down and you can just think what you have to pick.
Thank you.
I think taking cover isn't a thing in this game because the first Rockstar game that had a cover system was like Max Payne 3, and that came out in 2012. So let's just see if oh, it actually has a cover system. Take cover.
Well, hello there. This is my patient's bones. You bet.
That's actually great that it has a cover system. I was definitely not expecting this game to have a cover system. Come back between 5 a.m. and 10 p.m. But how do we figure out the time in this game? Because that's the whistle. Basic campsite. So you can also set up a camp like the RDR2. I think it won't let me set up a camp because this is a town. Yeah, it's the same thing. But I guess this is a satchel like the RDR2. But do we have a pocket watch or something to... Is that just graphics or that's actual pocket watch? Monday. Okay, I'll see if the needles moves. Oh, they actually move. I guess we have to see the time from here. On this analog is 2:30, 2:29, but it was 5 a.m. So I guess we can just cruise through this town to see if, yeah, 5 a.m. In RDR2, we never have to wait for anything. The time, if you proceed to a location, so the whole night and day transition will occur automatically for a set time of the mission. You don't have to wait ever. And even if you visit a shop or a market at night and it says that the shops are closed, you can wait there. You have to hold on a button and the Arthur Morgan or the John Marston will actually wait for some time. And it will transition to a particular 8 a.m. or something, 7 a.m.
It's 3:30 a.m.
That's another good thing about this game that I just realized. I was actually just tapping different buttons to see what happens, and he just slides into a cover.
Old Joe ordered himself an electric belt out from Spaulding. I reckon.
So I'll be playing this game, the first playthrough. It will only feature the main missions. I'm pretty sure that it will have a lot of side quests, but I'll see if this first playthrough video fared well and the story is great and the gameplay is enjoyable, then hopefully I'll make the side quest video, but I don't even know the length of this game because RDR2 was hell of a long game. It was almost 60 hours or 40 to 60 hours game, depending if you skip the cutscenes. So just 35 minutes remaining. The only thing which I'm wondering right now is the absence of lasso, because the that's what a gunslinger should have. That's the basics of a gunslinger. That's a key item that every gunslinger should have. In RDR2, I guess it was the third mission or fourth mission where you actually get the lasso. So these kinds of details are what makes it a symbolic Rockstar game. Like, look, you can see the blood stains. Even the modern games doesn't feature this type of detail and effort that a Rockstar put in their games. That's why it takes such a long time to make a Rockstar game. Like GTA 6 is just around the corner. Not just around the corner, but it's just 1 year, less than a 1 year that. But okay, we can start the mission.
Oh, Mr. Marston, how are you doing today?
I'm well, Miss McFarland. Thank you. How are you?
Well, I'm fine, thank you. So, how are your ribs?
Fine. A little sore, but apart from a couple extra scars, it'll be as nothing happened.
Good. Come in. You know, you never did tell me how you met that Bill Williamson or what you wanted from him.
No, miss, I did not.
Well, why not, if you don't mind me asking?
I certainly don't mind you asking if you don't mind me not telling. See, it's a complicated and somewhat pathetic tale, and by telling you, not only would I be putting your life in danger, but also threatening the lives of some people that I hold very dear.
Well, I apologize if I seem to be prying.
And I apologize for my reticence. Hope you believe me when I say that it's simply out of respect for you.
Of course, Mr. Marston. I understand that a city dweller such as yourself likes to have some exotic secrets, so us country folk are impressed.
I'm no city man, miss.
Yeah, but I saw you get on the train at Blackwater. You with those gentlemen in bowler hats?
I'm still no city man.
But I bet you can't ride, Mr. Marston.
I hate to take money from a lady, miss.
Oh, you won't be. I'll race you right now.
If it makes you happy.
We'll see.
All right, I'll show you how we ride around these parts.
Let's go!
So we're having a race. The only race that we actually get in RDR2 was with the Jack, and that's too using the John Marston and the epilogue. Apart from that, you can get race from the NPCs.
Go! I trust you're not gonna be a gentleman about this.
You don't know me at all, Miss McFarland. Yeah!
Isn't this jolly?
This is how it's done!
I thought you have to ignore these little fire plumes, but they are actually checkpoints.
Would you like me to slow down? I bet you're starting to regret your brave words, Miss McFarland. Are you saving the best for last?
Yeah! I thought you said you could ride!
Go!
Come on, boy! Yeah!
Neck and neck, Miss McFarland! Let's go!
like exercising demons in GTA 5, girl.
Whoa there!
That was fun.
Sure.
You know, you should go pay the marshal a visit in Armadillo sometime. I'm sure he could help you deal with that nice Mr. Williamson.
Yeah, I might just do that, Miss McFarland.
You do whatever you think's best, Mr. Marston.
So I'll be doing all Bonnie missions. I don't know how many there are. So I'll be doing just Bonnie missions for now. And then I'll move to the other guy.
Ah, Mr. Marston, how are you?
Good, Miss McFarland. How are you?
I'm well. Would you mind riding with me to Armadillo? I've got to get some supplies and I could do with the company.
Of course.
You can take the reins. It wouldn't do for a terrifying bounty hunter such as yourself to be seen driven around by a woman. Take the driver's seat. Come on.
Why is he not getting on? Oh, driver's seat.
I don't want to keep you all
Drivers.
waiting.
The first time you get in a town for supplies in RDR2 was when you visit Valentine.
So do tell me, have you needlessly risked your life since we last spoke?
No, miss, I have not.
Well, that's a relief. Perhaps there's hope for you yet.
I wouldn't bet on it.
Oh, there's always hope, Mr. Marston. You can't be a rancher in this kind of country if you don't believe that.
An admirable attitude, miss.
I suppose so. I can't think of any other way to stay sane, to be frank. What about you? Have you ever given up hope altogether?
Hope hasn't really entered into it. It's not really something
A peculiar outlook. I can't really say I understand you.
I can't always say I do either.
Oh, don't be so deliberately enigmatic.
I'm not, miss.
Yes, you are. You are being deliberately obscure as a substitute for having a personality.
I just know there are two theories to arguing with women, and neither one works.
I'm not even going to dignify that gibberish with a response. I think it's kind of funny I found you dying on the side of the road and now you're driving me into town.
You have a strange sense of humor.
Well, you must admit, it's an unusual start to a friendship.
I didn't realize we were friends, Miss McFarland.
Oh, please. Now who's being funny? Listen, I know that business with Williamson is your business, but I don't know. You've been good to us, and I don't think you're a bad man. A little stupid, perhaps, but not rotten. I just worry about you gallivanting around these parts like you're some kind of deranged bounty hunter. Like Paul always says, don't go waking snakes.
I appreciate your concern for us lesser mortals, Miss McFarland. I really do. And if there was any other way out, I'd take it. I can assure you of that.
You never did tell me where you live.
I have a small holding up in Great Plains.
A farmer? Yeah, and I'm the Queen of England. And at what point during your day of hunting down outlaws do you find time to raise chickens?
Only been at it 3 years or so. Guess I'm kind of new to it.
You're telling me? So who's looking after this farm of yours right now?
Uncle? Well, he's not my uncle, as far as I know.
I was exactly afraid of this. That's why I was
Armadillo.
riding slow.
It is not, but it does okay for us.
And the exact same thing
Most
happened.
important thing for you right now is getting yourself into Dr. Johnson's office to purchase some medicine. The first one's on me.
Thank you, miss. I'll pay you back.
I'm sure you shall. The doc's a good fellow. He saved your life, so be polite to him. Meet me in front of the general store when you're done.
Far too close.
So without blips, it is hard to see who is shooting at me.
Just finished helping a patient. How can I help you?
How are you, mister?
I'm selling some good tonics if you need them. I hope that helps.
Why, thank you.
Good morning to you. Howdy.
Well, thanks for driving me. It was nice to be able to enjoy the view for once, and a little company never hurts now and again.
You're more than welcome, miss. Least I can do. Thank you for the medicine.
Why don't you have a look around Armadillo? You can always take the stagecoach back to the ranch later.
I might just do that. Travel safely, miss.
Try not to get yourself shot. I won't be around to save you this time.
You know, if John's is elected governor, he's going to open...
So stagecoaches were in the original.
I'm bleeding bad.
I'm gonna make you wish you'd never been born.
How can you lose these guys?
Climb aboard.
Are they normal NPCs or is some kind of a gang fighting here? I'm not actually understanding what's going on here.
Hi there.
5-finger fillet. So I'll be leaving this video here. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next video.